month. Autism is a developmental disorder that appears in the first 3 years of life and affects the brain's normal development of social and communication skills. In the U.S., people have a better understanding of the issue compared to the awareness on the subject in India. To focus and make a change in autism awareness in India, Anita Sharma, Managing Director of Attach of the Foundation, routinely visits India as a motivational speaker on the subject. And she is getting ready to participate in a huge walk at India Gate in New Delhi during the month of April. She was in our studio and I spoke to her about her personal journey and the work she's doing. Let's take a look. You have a very, very strong connection to it. You have a very involved personal journey to autism. Can you tell our viewers a little bit more about that?
Sure. I'm a mother of 2 children, and to begin with, my older one, whose name is Avi, and he is 16-year-old. He's autistic. Not only autistic, he's a multiple disabled child.
Okay.
And he's come a long way. In fact, I've come a long way with him. When my second one was 3 years old, he all of a sudden had selective mutism, which is a part of autism.
Right.
So I had a time in my life when both my children were autistic.
Going on to talking about your journey, talking about the work that you do with Attach of the, you focus a lot in India, where people aren't that open, aren't that accepting, or don't even know much about autism. So you go to India, you speak there, like you said, you're a motivational speaker, you speak to the kids, you speak to the parents. Talk to me more about that. How has that experience been for you?
Sure, Radhika. To begin with, I was working with my children for last, you can say 16 years, but last 2 years, I've been a little free from the, things I've done, and they've really come a long way. So I thought, what can I do that can, really benefit, especially the Indian community? Because over here in US, we have a lot of awareness. But back in India, when I used to go, people used to have a lot of curiosity about my children. So, that was in the back of my mind that one day I will, go and do something in this field. So I started giving motivational speeches in schools, going to the different schools and sensitizing kids who are like 9, 10, 11, 12 graders, telling them about the signs, symptoms, causes of autism.
Right.
So this is what I've been doing, even going to the corporates. Like last month I was in India and I did a seminar in Jindal Group, Jindal Steel and Power in Raigad, and where I sensitized a lot of corporates. Like they have an institute called Asha the Hope, where they have autistic children. So there were many things which are missing there. They're really doing a very great job. But things like the people, but people who don't even know that they had Asha. I generally ask people that can you put it in 2 words or 10 words together and tell me what is autism? And believe me, I have not got my answer from anybody in India so far.
Wow. So it's a work in progress. You're continuously going back and focusing on helping these people understand and get awareness on autism.
Exactly. And that is the best place because the level of awareness in India is so very low. So very low. It is still treated as mental retardation. And what if it is mental retardation also? We have to work with these kids.
Personal experience-wise, tell me a little bit more about these kids, experience-wise, dealing with them. How an early intervention would have made a difference in their life, or what their lives are like now, or how they behave socially. Give our viewers more of an understanding of what their behavior is like.
Yeah, like recently I told you I was in Jindal's and they have Asha the Hope. They're doing a wonderful job over there. I saw a lot of teenager kids.
Okay.
And while I was giving this seminar, the kids were there. Believe me, the kids were everywhere. Because of the reason that they were not given the proper therapies during the early age.
Okay.
These kids follow what you teach them. They follow a pattern, a structure,
Right.
So if you don't give them a structure, they're everywhere. It is all about structure with them.
I know there's a walk in April. April is Autism Awareness Month. There's a walk coming up in India, in New Delhi, to give more awareness on the subject. So give us more details. You're very involved in it. So talk to us more about that and talk to us about who you're working with and the entire program.
Okay, all right. To begin with, Attach of the Foundation in association with Hans Foundation. This is a very big foundation based in New Jersey, and they are really big time working for disability, women empowerment, and issues like physical health and education. So they are supporting this walk with my foundation, and we are doing it at a very prestigious place in Delhi at India Gate, and which is big time supported by the Chief Minister of Delhi. And we are going to be the pioneer in this awareness drive, where we are going to bring the kids from different schools, the 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade kids. They come and we, I have been sensitizing, I told you, I've been sensitizing kids going to different schools, and kids are so in this walk. So that's the only reason I'm involving the media, involving everybody, the homemakers, the corporate world, the students, and then gather together and at least know what autism is.
Right. Send that message.
Yes, that's my message. So this walk is all about awareness.
And there's going to be a lot of people. It's in Delhi, like you said.
Yes. It is in Delhi at India Gate. And Sheila Ji is herself going to walk in this big walk for autism awareness. And it's on April 13th. And it's a working day. Students are going to come there. We are going to talk about what autism is. And, at least they get... Because while you were growing, you must have seen there is no awareness about autism. So this walk is all about sensitizing people and making them aware at least about the word autism.
This is very informative. Anita, thank you so much for coming out today. Again, this was Anita Sharma, who was able to give us some tips and about a personal journey and was able to talk to us about autistic kids coming from her own perspective as a parent and as someone who goes to India, who has her own nonprofit organization and works with these kids personally and with their parents. So, Anita, once again, thank you so much for joining us today and talking to us and giving us all this wonderful information.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for having me.
Fine Art Gallery is a creative space where artists can display their own journey and showcase